And I use African Americans to exemplify color blindness because color blindness is not about the race of the person. Uh, Blacks can have colorblind philosophy just as quickly as whites. And if we're not careful about that, we will think that we have adopted someone who is going to take on racial disparities in a race conscious way, and that is not going to happen because of their color blindness. And in fact, I think that has happened. I think the example of liberal color blindness is President Barack Obama. Liberal color blindness says, oh, race does matter, but not much. Um, President Obama said that, oh, we have gotten 90% of what needs to be done about race done. We only have 10% of the way to go. They're willing under some conditions to be race sensitive, but very limited. When you look at uh, President Obama's economic stimulus package, and when you look at his budget package, what you will see is that he has some money in that is specifically identified for HBCUs. And he has some money identified for American Indians. But other than those categories, he does nothing in his plan to assure that there will be a race conscious approach to dealing with the economic crisis. And so that goes his limited race system sensitive in a very limited way. Liberal colorblind people views frontal attack on racial condition as divisive. President Obama has said that over and over again. And I believe that the fundamental reason that the United States did not attend the World Conference Against Racism, Durban 2, was because of President Obama's unwillingness to engage on a discussion of racism on a global stage because he believes that those kind of discussions are divisive. Finally, liberal colorblindness try to convince the racially marginalized groups to adopt the proper cultural values so that they may take advantage of the new race-blind landscape. President Barack Obama has said several times. First, he has constantly referred to the civil rights people, uh, people born of the civil rights era as being old, outdated, and angry, unnecessary anger in this new landscape. This new, he refers to himself as the Jeremiah. He, excuse me, he attempts to convince uh, us that there's a new racial landscape during his election. He talked about it. He talked about it without using the word race. He talked about this new landscape, this new that civil rights era where people of the civil rights era people was people of the past, and that his generation came in less not angry at all. He has he on several different occasions he uh, he extorted black people to adopt the appropriate cultural values, to be better fathers, to value education more, to stop being xenophobic. And in fact, in one national interview, he called the black community anti Semitic. In another national interview, he called the black community xenophobic. In a speech before a church, he called the black community xenophobic, anti-Semitic, uh, and the important point is not that he called the black community that by itself, is that he didn't, in fact, call out the white community on anti-black racism. And so what I see in President Obama is liberal colored blindness. And I think that is going to be very important to watch him during, and not just watch, to engage him during his presidency to adopt race conscious remedies.